A sorority has apologized for tweeting a congratulatory message for Supreme Court Justice and sorority alumna Amy Coney Barrett. The Kappa Delta sorority tweeted an image of a statement, which has now been deleted, saying, quote, KD alumna Amy Coney Barrett was nominated to serve on the Supreme Court. While we do not take a stand on political appointments, we recognize Judge Coney Barrett's significant accomplishment. Well, the next day, the sorority posted an apology statement, writing, quote, we did not intend to enter a political debate, take a stand on the Supreme Court nomination, cause division among our sisters, or alienate any of our members. Joining us to discuss, Jezzamine Wolk, a reporter at Campus Reform. Jezzamine, thanks for joining us this morning. I myself, great, wonderful. I was part of the Greek system myself. I know a huge part of it is to support other women, right, and really builds them up. And clearly, I think that was probably the intent from the initial tweet that was showing support for the judge, now justice, of course. But then, come to find out she is a conservative justice, and then it's deleted or forced to be deleted. What do you make of how this is all played out?
You're exactly right, Emma. This is a shame that they felt that they had to apologize and delete the fact that they congratulated their sorority sister for being nominated to the highest court. And just like you said, what is Greek life all about? Sororities are about sisterhood and empowering women and helping them reach their highest potential. And Amy Coney Barrett is a prime example of a woman who's shown that the sky is the limit when it comes to accomplishments, but they're not showing her support here. Instead, they've decided to distance themselves from her simply because of the social pressure to separate yourself from anything that has to do with conservatives and specifically conservative women.
What does this say about feminism as well? And the idea that if she were a liberal justice, all women would have been rallying around her. And yet, again, we kind of see this division along ideologies as to who supports which woman.
Right. I mean, this is just another example of hypocrisy from the left, because feminism was started as a movement to show women that they can think freely and speak for themselves. But what we're seeing right now is the exact opposite. They're saying that if you're a woman, you must think a certain way. But the funny thing is, if a Democrat chose someone with Amy Coney Barrett's specific qualifications, they would love her. They only don't like her specifically because she was chosen by President Trump. And people have been indoctrinated to believe that anything associated with the president or conservatives is bad.
Yeah, not to mention she's a working mom, right, which so many people admire and congratulate. Now, obviously, serving on the highest court, a tremendous accomplishment. Just going back to the whole issue about the sorority, alumni from the organization have actually launched a petition titled Kappa Deltas Against Judge Amy Coney Barrett. It alleges that Barrett does not intend to defend the rights of marginalized people, including BIPOC and LGBTQ plus communities here. The petition, as we're learning, has more than 11,000 signatures. If anyone tuned in and watched the hearings, Judge Barrett had made it very clear, again, that she has no agenda. And yet so many people have already come to the conclusion that she's against them. Why do you think that is?
The problem here is that cancel culture has been a full force, and Amy Coney Barrett just happens to be the latest victim of that. And the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform has covered this trend time and time again, where anything that has to do with conservatives is bad, and it's canceled on college campuses. We just recently saw this at the University of Kansas, where one student in a sorority was actually sanctioned for reposting a Candace Owens tweet. And we saw it again at Loyola Marymount University, where a student was impeached from her position as student senate president simply for posting a pro-Trump tweet a whole year ago. And again, it just shows this movement of a culture of trying to cancel or hide or erase anything that goes against the left's agenda.
Yeah, so I'm guessing not many people on college campuses are yelling out to the masses that they're running to the polls and supporting President Trump. Tell me what it's like on a college campus right now. Again, maybe depending on which state you're in, you've already got those early votes cast and, of course, a week out from Election Day.
We are seeing a lot of college students very motivated to go out to vote right now. But what's concerning about that is the motivation behind why they're going out to vote. These students are following, their liberal professors' advice. They're following the mainstream media. They're following Hollywood. And what they're hearing from these people is that do anything to get President Trump out. And instead of focusing on the policy, they're focusing on feelings. And now these students with this uninformed belief system are heading to the polls, and this should concern all Americans.
Yeah, well, they could be learning that from their own college courses as well. We've spoken extensively with our reporters at Campus Reform, and we appreciate you joining us this morning. Jezzamine Wolk, live for us on Newsmax. Jezzamine, thanks so much.
Thanks, Emma.